This kid's definitely on crack right now.
Yeah! Yeah!
Are we live? What? Hold it. Hold it. Hold it!
Remember when you were making out with your first girlfriend, and you came right as she touched your leg? It was me, Barry. I jerked you off at super speed so it'd seem like you nutted at just a woman's touch!
Tommy!
You caught me drinking.
I caught you sipping. And it's only 3:30. Sipping
Hey.
on the job. What's up, brother?
I gotta get rid of this headache somehow.
That's
I
right.
can't think of a better way than drinking black tea and
There you
drawing
go.
this Reaper Destroyer character.
That's right, man. That's what we're doing today. Welcome, everybody, to the chat. If you guys are on Twitter, tweet this out, share it around. We're going to be hanging out for a little bit under an hour, talking to one of the biggest, newest campaigns to launch. First time publishing a book here on Indiegogo, crowdfunding, doing a full comic. We're going to be talking to Joe M. Sontag. And to introduce you guys to my co-host, Tommy M. Patterson.
Did you see what happened to our books?
Yeah, yeah.
As
Yeah,
soon as my truck is fixed, I'm rolling up there.
You going to Michigan?
I'm gonna go to Mixamo or whatever that place is.
Oh yeah. Let's bring that up before we get going here. Let me see. So if you guys don't know, Tommy and I had the pleasure of creating a kick-ass 48-page one-shot comic for Graveyard Shift, and it's totally done. It's been done for a while now. And if I could, let me see. John pulled this up, right? John got the books in from the printer, and they were damaged. They were damaged, Tommy. The binding seems split a little bit.
Now, if it was me, I wouldn't care. I care for the fans and the collectors.
Yeah.
Personally, if I was in a comic shop, I bought so many busted comics just because I knew nobody else would. I don't take care of my comics. I beat them up. I read them.
God damn, this guy, John Malin, tweets so much. You can't even... Oh, here it is. I just found it. Maybe I scrolled past it. Let me share this. So this is what some of the books looked like. Their edges were scuffed. It actually looks like like they were cracked, so the ink cracked away from the paper. And then here's another image here where a lot of the corners. Now this corner thing seems like a shipping issue.
That's what I was going to say. It looks like the box was smashed by
the
like or whatever.
Shook around and smashed the edge into it. But this paper to the cover, the top of the cover here, might have been, who was I talking to? Shelby, because Shelby used to be in printing. He said maybe the blade on the cutter was dull. It wasn't sharp enough, and it kind of cracked the edge here. But my computer's not even loading, so you can't see it. Are you there, Tommy?
Well, yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I guess that's possible, but I mean,
but who knows?
Yeah.
All I know is
I'm guessing the books are trimmed as they're coming off the binder.
Yeah.
So whoever's running the binder, probably some no-count druggie.
All I know is this looks really good. The title, Graveyard Shift, D.L.
Right?
Patterson, right there, baby.
Shouldn't my name be first?
It was in my contract that my name was first.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was the deal we made. But you guys could hopefully be sure to get these this summer. So it's all done. That's exciting to see. All right, enough about us, Tommy. Enough about us. They'll know the greatness when they see it, when it arrives in their mailbox.
I'm moving to the forefront. Remember that, people.
That's right.
The kid is moving to the forefront of Comicsgate.
That's right. Let's see here. Lots of people in the chat. We got Tarks9 in the chat. Super Jerry. I haven't seen Super Jerry in a long time. What's up, brother? Deer Man, Rand, Angela Curry's here. She's in all the chats. Sumo Thori, of course. Great to see you. He says hashtag kick Tommy. That's not nice.
I'd like to see him try it.
Hashtag no spine ticks. It's because you wouldn't worry about that. We got Joe in the chat and in the back room waiting to come in here. Well, let's bring him in here. Without further ado, one of the hottest books on Indiegogo right now blew everyone away. The creator of Reaper Destroyer, Joe Sontag.
What's up, Phill? Do the deal, Phill.
Right. What's up, man? Dude, what a crazy week.
Man.
Crazy
I know. It has been. I am absolutely exhausted. I was just thinking that before we're getting ready to stream. I'm sitting there and I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, I'm really tired. Like, I could go take a nap.
Yeah, well,
it's
dude,
crazy.
You've been doing it right. You took the whole week off to promote.
Yeah.
Great. That's a great idea. And I think that's what we're going to do that when we fulfill our next book too. Because fulfillment takes a long time. So not having that work in the way really helps. You been building your YouTube channel with you and your boy Sean, two YouTube channels basically, and cultivating an awesome corner of CG. And yeah, I mean your show's blown up, and it's just you guys chilling out, hanging out with the chat. And I think something that really is an awesome part of your show is you really take your time and try to read everybody's chats, really get them involved.
Yeah, that's what I like about, well, I mean, I've never really experienced having a big show, so I guess I don't know what that's like, but we've always had a smaller, following on our show. So it's nice to really get involved with everybody that's in the chat, highlighting all the comments, I appreciate that about the kind of smaller stuff. So you don't just go by minutes and just missing a bunch of people like you do on some of the big chats, which I understand. I mean, at some point you're going to get so big that that's just going to be the way it is. But
it's out of hand. So if you guys in the chat, if you haven't seen Joe's channel, definitely go subscribe over to his channel and stuff because he runs a good show over there. You also do these really cool deep dives on comics that you love, which is something that I would love to see more of from other creators, people with channels. I love hearing about the stuff that you guys love,
Yeah, when I originally started my YouTube like 2 years ago or something, I was just basically trying to get word out with my art because I was kind of back on the scene, trying to get noticed a little bit.
Yeah.
And I started a YouTube channel and started putting up some sketch videos. And then I started doing this thing that I called Appreciating Comic Book Art. And that was basically, I would just take a comic book and it was just a pre-recorded video and I would just flip through it and just kind of talk about why I loved it, It wasn't really much like diving into the story, but just, talking about the art and just everything that inspired me as a kid. And then I decided to do it as like a live show and have guests on and everything. And that's been really fun. I really enjoy doing that quite a bit as well. And it's just, I love comics, man. Like that's what I did in my teenage years, music and comics. That's what I was all about. So there's a lot of great memories and nostalgia that's all connected to some of that art. And it never gets old to me. Like I always get excited looking at it again.
Hell yeah. Let's see here. We got Pale Rider in the chat. What's up, Pale Rider?
Hail.
So do you mind if I get filled in? Can you give me like a quick rundown of your history as a rocker?
Oh, yeah. So in what year was it? 2005, 2006, something like that. No, 2007. It was right after I put out the first Reaper Destroyer book back in the day. I decided, some things happened in life, and I decided to go try music out for a while because all my friends growing up were musicians, or at least the real close ones I had. I always grew up with a guitarist and a drummer. We used to jam back in the day when we were teens, and they kept that going when I was doing, pursuing comics and everything. So I took a chance and went back. They had a band at the time that was really good called Sons of the Revolution. I really dug what they were doing. They were getting ready to kind of transition a little bit from that band. They wanted to do something else, and I just kind of jumped in there and auditioned to sing and got the job. And we started Mine Enemies Fall, and that was something I did for 10 years. For 10 years, we took it as far as we could possibly take it on an independent level. I've always been a very independent creator in general. And yeah, we, book tours ourselves, went all across the United States, been to all the coasts and everything, just playing shows, meeting some awesome, heavy metal rock stars, if that's what you want to call them, but just some legendary names in the metal industry. Yeah, it was great. It was a very fun time. It'll always be a big part of my life. I still very much love music. And hopefully I'd like to do some more recording at some point in the future, but
Yeah.
Give me a handful of bands that you like.
I got you one right here. Wham.
Wham. Yeah, there you go.
I don't know about that one, Phil.
As far as our band went, a lot of the influence came from like Pantera and Lamb of God.
Okay. Cool.
A lot of the metal bands of the 90s or early 2000s, I guess you could say. So yeah, we were pretty heavy metal.
Have you ever heard of a band called King's X?
Yes. I think. I believe I have.
I'm a big fan of King's X.
Okay, it sounds very familiar.
So I've been trying, and Dale drew King's X Lunchbox and Pit, so I've been bugging Phill to.
Okay, that's probably why it sounds.
I've been working these. I've been working the back channels.
Yeah.
Trying to trick my way into a relationship with Dale Keown.
It's pretty easy. He's a very outgoing kind of guy.
Well, Phil's not having it. He's gatekeeping me really hard.
That could be. I mean, John was Ethan was gatekeeping people for a while with Dale. Like when you get to know Dale, you just want him all to yourself. That's the thing. He's got a very explosive personality. You just want to have yours. You're like, get away. It's mine.
That's right. That's right. But we're here to talk about Reaper Destroyer. You launched. When did you launch? Saturday night.
Saturday night.
One of the biggest launch. I think is it the biggest launch on Bancroft Show ever?
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah. Yeah, Angela knows in the chat. She says Phill isn't a sharer. Right? And people do justice for Tommy in the chat. I like it. So I don't know if you've seen this new format of the show, Joe. We talk about this. Tommy's going to be drawn.
I've been watching that. It's cool. I like it.
Yeah, it's going to be super fun. But let's get into this, man. How did you come up with it? When did you come up with this character? How did that happen? And I'd also like to talk about the con scene. Were you a guy that went around at cons, stuff like that?
I was for a brief period of time, yeah. But the character I created back in 2005, and I was just back then. What I would do is I just sit down and I just sketch a lot of random shit because I wasn't very confident in drawing other people's characters because I didn't think I could do them as well as the guys that I admired. So I would just kind of draw whatever. And I happened one day to just draw a sketch of a character and just designed them, fairly well. And I looked back and I was like, oh, I really like, I got something here. I really like it. So I kept working on it, and that became Reaper Destroyer. I was really big into a book back then called Hunter Killer.
The Mark Sylvester book.
Yeah, exactly. And so I had this idea of a dual title or dual name title, and one day it just came to me, Reaper Destroyer. I have no idea where it came from. It just popped in my head one day, and I've stuck with it ever since. And I tried for a while when I was in my early 20s, or I guess you could say maybe mid 20s, working on that book and trying to get it out. And I took it to some cons and sold some and then shared it around. And people seemed to really dig it even back then. I didn't have the ability or the willpower at that point to stay with it. There's just a lot of stuff going on in my life that just kept pulling me in different directions.
Yeah. And it's hard too when it's just you. And I'm sure you had that rocker background, so you're not hanging out with a bunch of comic creators and artists that are motivating you, and you're kind of playfully competing with to outdo. That's why I think CG is such an awesome environment, because every night we're hanging out with each other, either on streams or back hangouts, and showing stuff off, being like, "Oh, look at what Dan Dahl did for me," and he's in the chat here. What's up, Dan? Shout out.
What's up, Dan? Yeah, he did a great piece for the Reaper Destroyer campaign. There it is, right there. Boom.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
That's
beautiful.
Freaking sick. We'll get to that, but it's look at this awesome art that we're creating, and it just motivates you to want to put this stuff out. And
yeah, that's a great point, because back then this was back in the days of like MySpace and stuff, right? So I didn't really even know how to network with anybody. I just happenstance stumbled across a guy named Bruce Walker, who is the brother-in-law of Sean Aaron, and he just happened to be the first guy that I hired to be the inker on my book. And so through him, I met Sean, and Sean was like really the first guy that I actually got to connect with that had another comic book background. Because growing up, it was basically just me. I didn't really know too many other people except for when I was really young that liked or collected comics. So it was just kind of this niche thing that I did. Everybody just knew that I was the comic book dude. Like that's just what I was in my group of friends. So it might have been a lot different if I had like a community of people like this back in the day when I was trying originally to get the book out off the ground to really kind of push me and motivate me. Because ever since I've been here in CG, that I get motivated all the time. But anytime I see you guys or anybody drop something new projects, new art, because like you said, it's a friendly competition. A rising tide lifts all ships kind of thing, and it's fun. I'm a very competitive person when it comes to just friendly competitions. Like I want to be up there with the guys doing the best kind of work. So
yeah. Let's see who else we got in here. Rick Saylor's in the chat. What's up, Rick? Thanks for being here, brother. Sons Liberty Radio, Jabro. What is up, man?
Hail.
Good to see everybody here. Thanks for being here. And look at this, man. This is the wraparound cover. Just the pencils, right, of this? So this is all you right now, right?
Yep, that's just all me right now. Yeah, it's being inked right now. Hopefully, I'd like to get on the campaign soon, but it just depends on when Bat gets done with it, and then as fast as Kyle can knock it out. But hopefully, we'll get it up there because I think it's going to look absolutely gorgeous when it's all finished.
Yeah, this is looking sick, man. So, tell me about the story and the character of Reaper Destroyer.
Well, I guess the elevator pitch would be in a dark, twisted New York City, Matthew Walker fights for survival while trying to regain his memories, living imprisoned in this supernatural suit of armor, inhabited by the ancient spirit of death who's trying to possess his soul. That would be the quick pitch of it all. But it's a book that's designed to capture everything that we loved about the 90s. And I say we because I always assume that everybody feels the way I do. And so I always use that word we, even though I found that that's not necessarily the case. But I grew up in the 90s. I was a teenager in the 90s when the industry, when the comics were really booming. Like we're talking about real boom. Money's going all over the place. Copies are being sold. New characters are exploding all over the place, and Image started. And Image was a huge influence on me as a kid. All my favorite artists were at Image, and I loved the dark superheroes that they had over there, like Spawn and the Darkness, and other characters they would put out. So this book is really heavily influenced in that kind of a vein. Not necessarily because people have said like it reminds them of like a Spawn crossover with the Darkness kind of thing when it comes to the way it looks. And although it definitely does, it doesn't play as heavy into the heaven versus hell kind of stuff, because that's been played out. I mean, a lot of people do. I didn't want to go that direction. There is that kind of religious aspect to the storyline because of the way I have certain characters throughout the history of the world in this book. But I really wanted to step away from that so it wasn't too much like the Darkness or too much like Spawn. But it definitely has influenced. If you like Spawn, you like the Darkness. If you like the Guyver, Guyver is another character that really I was thinking about when I was developing this character, developing the story. Also stuff like Highlander, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, all the way down to what is that movie with Matt Damon?
Dead Poet Society.
Nah, yeah. Nah, it's the one where he lost his memory and he did like 3 of them.
The Bourne films?
The Bourne, yeah. He's got a little bit of elements in the story with like the Bourne series. My character doesn't really know who he is or where it came from. He suffers from a little bit of PTSD from this experience that put him into this prison, so to speak. So it's a mystery to figure out who the hell he really is. and why he is where he's at, and why the hell he's been paired up with the spirit of death, which wants nothing more to do than to possess his soul. So I really want to play into that mystery and reveal that as we go along, because I've always enjoyed stories like that where you get bits and pieces as you go. You can work in flashbacks.
Yeah,
You know,
sure.
and show. Yeah, it's a fun way to kind of build a story. Plus, it allows you to jump right into it without having to do an actual origin story right off the bat.
Mm-hmm. I love the setting too, man. I think your team really brings together the aesthetic very well.
Thank you. Yeah, they yeah, the guys I work with, if anybody doesn't know, I work with two of the best inkers in the history of inking, in my opinion, in Joe Weems and Matt Bat Banning. And I work with one of the best colorists right now with Kyle Ritter. And they all have their different ideas of how they want to make the book look, you know. My inkers they're the same, but they're different as far as their styles go, but it all meshes well together with how they kind of want to do stuff. Kyle has a really specific idea of aesthetically how he wants the color palette to look in this book, and how he wants things to stand out. And it's just everything is meshed well. Like,
and I like how Kyle is making this look different than Cyberfrog. You know, the color palette and the tone too. I love this lighting right here that's coming.
Oh yeah,
like you see the rays of light. Really fun. And I saw a previous version of this. I think you showed when you were hanging out with Ethan and John. And they had good critiques and stuff, and I think it just enhanced everything even more. With the page is done.
Kyle, definitely wanted to make sure it was a completely different feel than both Cyberfrog and Starblades. You know, like this was its own kind of feel, and he's doing actually a lot of experimenting with this project as well. And some of it has worked so far, some of it hasn't. We've had to tweak, quite a bit. But Kyle's such an easygoing dude that we can just be like, "Hey, let's try this," and if it doesn't work, screw it, we'll try something else. I really love that aspect of working with him. And I feel a little bit bad because when I showed off that piece before, it wasn't finished. It was a work in progress.
Work in progress for sure.
And so I was like, shit. Never show off a work in progress with some of that stuff.
Let's see. My brother's in the chat here. He says, "Hey yo," and
hey yo.
He says, "Hey yo," and of course, give him a little "hey yo" back.
Hey yo. My man right there.
Yeah. Let's see who else is in there. People are digging the Guyver or the Guyver reference. That's an anime,
Guyver.
Right? Guyver.
Yeah, it was an anime. It was a manga.
Not MacGyver. Not MacGyver.
Yeah, not MacGyver. The Guyver. It was also a 1989 movie or something with Mark Hamill was in it, and then they made a sequel to it as well. It's actually one of the coolest looking superhero movies as far as low budget goes, but one of the coolest looking costumes on screen. But yeah, that was a huge influence on me when I was a kid. And I liked the aspect of humans being able to turn into monsters and monstrous forms, which is what this page was. Exactly
enemies, right? They're kind of like these armored up enemies, but they're monstrous as well.
Yeah, so these guys are basically a shock trooper or hit troop team of a character named Victor Reigns. Who Victor Reigns in this world is what I consider a cross between the Kingpin and Hannibal Lecter without the cannibalism, but just he runs a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and he's very just smart dude, always 2 steps ahead of everybody. But he's got an empire that he's run for centuries because he's part of an immortal race called the Elder Sons. And these guys are basically his army. Almost think of it like Shredder in the Foot, right? So I mean, he's always, the foot soldiers are always like his arm to go out and take on the turtles. This is kind of similar to that. Like Victor's got a bunch of different shock trooper-esque or monster kind of soldiers that he can send out and do his bidding. And he's keeping his everybody thinks he's a philanthropist. What the hell is that word? Yeah, I can't say that word. But yeah, he's a businessman. He's a rich dude. He's a friggin' one of the richest people in the world. So everybody thinks he's doing good for the world, but actually behind the scenes, he's a very sinister man with intentions for the entire world that all revolve around him getting his hands on this power that is the Reaper Destroyer. That's right. The bio boosted armor. Yep, exactly.
Right. Yeah, it's so cool. So this is looking awesome. I had a question here. So you're working with 2 separate inkers. Now, what and who? I mean, how do you decide what to send to who? and how does that work? Because I've never dealt with anything like that.
Yeah, it's actually kind of simple the way we do it. So Joe Weems was the first guy that I approached to be on the book, and we were working. He did the first 5 pages of the book so far, and he's both these guys still work in the industry. They still get commissions because they're famous names, so they're busy guys.
Sure.
Weems, the way I was able to work with him is I told him at the time like it would be kind of a relaxed schedule with me getting pages to him. It wasn't like I'm going to drop 20 pages on you. I need them by, Tuesday kind of thing.
Right.
So when he started getting a little busier, we talked about it, and I was like, hey, would you mind if I went and reached out to another inker to lift a little bit of the workload for you? Right. And he was like, yeah, go for it. So I went and approached Matt Bad Banning, who those guys worked together at Top Cow anyway. They knew each other. They're actually really good friends. So I approached Bat about it and showed him samples of what Joe had done over my work. I showed him pencils and stuff, and told him a little bit about the book. And he actually thought it was pretty cool. And he's like, if Joe's a part of it, he's like, let's do it. I'll be a part of it too. So what we like to try to do is keep scenes, like keep a scene to a certain inker. So it's not like you're not mixing the styles. They mesh very well because so far we're looking at this art, and to the trained eye or to the untrained eye, you probably have not noticed a difference in the inks. Yeah. Like this is Bat. The page before was Weems. They mesh very well together, even though they have a different style. Their line work is a little bit different with what they do, but it all works together. It blends very, very well. But yeah, we want to kind of keep it scenes. So we'll go from scene to scene, and I'll give a scene to this guy or a scene to this guy or multiple scenes, in a row, depending on whose schedule is available.
Now, I love this page, man. This is
it's my favorite.
And I actually love the reason is the layout, the panel layout, because there's so much storytelling and mood to just the layout alone. I actually wrote an article in the Rocket magazine that should be all shipped out right now.
Oh, yeah, Rocket, yeah.
And it was about using panel layouts to evoke different emotion in the reader. Which this week, I don't know if I have time this week, but really soon this month, I want to read through it on stream just to talk about it.
That'd be cool.
Our artist buddies, see what they think. But I totally talk about this using kind of like the staccato fall away panels.
To
evoke an emotion, uneasiness, unsettling. And you totally nailed it, man. This is something you'd see, like not only the panel shape is something that you'd see like in McFarlane Spawn, a lot of 90s stuff, but also if you go back to the 80s, Stephen Bissett would do it a lot in Swamp Thing and a lot of horror comics. Paneling like this. So it's really cool to use them, to see them used so well. And then this, opening up, usually use a fall away staccato panels to build up to a big moment. You'd see that Ethan's done that in Cyberfrog. I actually cited a page where that woman is like bleeding out all the honey the first time. But yeah, hats off to you because this is really cool. But now I want to know about you guys. Who are these crazy creatures?
So this is actually the Apophis, who is the ancient spirit of death that is trying to possess Matt's soul. We're only going to be able to see him in depictions and nightmares because anytime you're going to see him in the book, he's just going to be a voice that we see that Matt's talking to and interacting with. But this is the depiction that Matt sees when he falls into these like PTSD kind of nightmare stuff when he blacks out. Because what Matt does is he'll have blackouts that knock him out for a period of time. And every time he gets blacked out for whatever triggers this emotion, he always gets thrown into this nightmarish sequence that kind of is showing what happened to him in a way that he isn't quite clear on it yet. So all he sees is like this really hellish stuff, things that scare the hell out of him. And that was the whole point with this page, is that I'm trying to put the main character, torturing him a little bit. I'm trying to put him through some bad shit. So this is the guy that he is trapped in, is essentially his cellmate within this prison of the suit that they wear. They are partners in a sense that they're trying to figure out why they're both in what they are, but they are not friends by any means. Like he is scared of Apophis in a lot of ways, you know, and mostly it's when he sees him in this form. And the rest of the characters around him are all part of his race, you know, and we'll dive into that as we go through the story and, you know, really establish what they're there for, or, you know, what they've done throughout history. But first and foremost is just, you know, we get a nice shot there of just a very scary looking version of this character. Yeah.
Super cool. I love his design. He looks great on the cover too. Let's see. We got D-Wag in the chat. He says,
"Wow."
And hail D-Wag. Thanks for tuning in, man. Here you go.
This kid's definitely on crack right now.
That one's for you, D-Wag.
I got a question.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you use a character turnaround whenever you draw him, or do you? I don't think you do, because this suit is complex, dude.
Oh, the suit is insanity.
So I'm guessing it's a little bit of freestyling, just a little bit. You get it kind of in the area. Okay.
Yep. What I like to do with the suit is I wanted to give a sense of aliveness to the suit.
Yeah.
So I draw the gauntlets and the legs or in the boots and stuff different ways a lot. You know, I keep the kind of similar design, but I want to give it a sense that it's kind of morphing and changing.
Kind of like a little bit like Font. A little bit like that. Yeah. So what I like about it is it gives other artists that draw him an opportunity to put their own kind of spin or version on it. And I've seen a lot of fan art or people that have done commissions that have put their own version. It still is Reaper Destroyer, but it's always tweaked a little bit. You know, I like to see how people handle the gauntlets or how they handle the cape or all that. And to me, it's just fun because I don't want to have to draw the exact same thing every single time. Because as an artist, my brain, I'm sitting there drawing. I'm like, well, this line looks cool today. I want to do this, you know, but I don't want to have to be like, oh, I can't because that's not the way it's drawn. So I'm like, fuck it. We'll make the costume like this ever changing kind of costume for a lot of the tiny little nuanced parts of it.
For sure.
Right.
Yeah. Right now, guys, we got 20 people in the chat. Thank you guys for hanging out, tuning in. The link for Reaper Destroyer is in the description below. If there's any mods, if you could drop it into the chat. But
Hold it. Hold it. Hold it.
we do have a super chat from Sumo Thorn. Thank you so much, Sumo, for $10. Says Joe needs a bonk. Do we bonk on the stream? Of course we bonk on the stream, brother. Thank you. Let me get to that bonk right here. You got a big bonk.
Is that the extended version? That one seemed a lot longer. I don't know.
Yeah, man. I mean, it just keeps getting longer and longer.
Yeah.
So, there you go. Thank you, Sumo.
I'm liking
Tommy,
this piece though. This looks awesome, man.
I was gonna say this looks awesome.
Jeez, yeah.
Yeah. Had I thought about it a little bit beforehand, I would have. I'd be a lot further along. I was trying to stick close to what I was seeing, and I was like, "There's no way he's drawing this the exact same way every time."
No. In fact, if you look at every single person that's drawn it, they've drawn the character a little bit different each time, and that's, like I said, that's fine too. And I've told people, like, just put your spin on it. There's recognizable things. Keep the recognizable things, but, you know, just put your own spin on the other stuff, and it works. It works because I actually, you know, one of the influences you're probably going to see with this character that come straight from characters like Spawn is you're going to see down the line the suit is going to evolve into different things, you know, as his power grows and as he discovers more about who he is and what he can do. Because right now he has access to just like a snippet of the power that is involved in with the character. We're going to see how he learns to harness that or how he taps into it as we go going forward. So
and I think that's really important for us as creators that are building the foundation of our IPs is giving them limitations and making them work to become badasses and really powerful. If you bring a character into issue 1 and they could blow up a star, then there's no anywhere to grow, and you're not going to be able to find them in situations where they're getting their ass kicked. And I think that's important for us really right now to pay attention to.
Yeah, it's a great point because I would say whenever the whole thing about the character is that he has the power to destroy everything. I mean, hence it's kind of in his name, you know, like at full power, unleashed, you know, uncontrolled, he could completely rule the world or destroy the world or whatever. Yeah. And one of my previous writers, because I brought in, I've had two right now. Mark Polton's working on the book, but before that, I brought in a friend of mine who was an indie writer, and I enjoyed his work, and he was a big fan of the stuff I liked as well. And one of the things he sat down with me when we were talking about the characters, like, what are the characters' powers? So I told him, I was like, this is what he can do. And he was just basically like, we need to find a way to, you know, make him vulnerable so he can be beat, you know, or this can happen, or this can happen. And I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, you know, because if he has all this power and yet he's being like taken down by this, it doesn't make sense. Like, you can't say, hey, you're Superman, but Superman's constantly being beat by these characters. So we found a way to kind of limit the power, which made sense in the story. And that's one thing I like working with writers, because I consider myself a storyteller, and I can plot, and I can do all kind of character backstories, but writing is not my like strength, you know? So I enjoy working with writers because I can sit down and they can make me really think about my character in ways I hadn't thought before. And that's awesome. You know, and it's helped me be a better storyteller because of these experiences.
No, for sure. Let's take a look. You have some other art on here done by other artists.
Yeah.
And, I wanted to show that off too. So this is the alternate cover, right?
Yes, this is the variant cover by Shelby Robertson, who did everything, colored this as well as drew it. So
yeah, look at that.
I love this so much. And if you were at the launch on Saturday, you know that we ran 100 metal trading cards with this image on it. And originally this image was supposed to be for the cards. But when I put it out online a few months ago and said, like, hey, you know, this is the metal card we're going to do when we launch, everybody loved it so much. And I had people saying, like, you should make this a variant, or is this going to be a variant cover? And because of that, I was like, yeah, absolutely, let's do it. You know, so it is absolutely one of my favorite covers we have on the campaign right now. And it's killing it. Him and I actually right now, last time I looked, we were right about neck and neck with how many of our covers, who sold what. So we've been going back and forth. He's beaten me a couple times. I've always pulled back up. I think I was in the lead not too long ago. But it's fun to watch those two covers kind of go back and forth with each other. A little friendly competition, you know, within the campaign to see what cover is going to sell more. But this is beautiful work.
No, yeah, this is awesome. And just like every creator, you know, seeing your characters drawn by someone else is so cool.
Oh, I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite things to see other artists depict the character, because, again, like I said, they will add certain things or do certain things that's a little bit different than what I would do, but it's fun to see. You know, I love seeing it. All the pieces I've gotten back so far, and some of the stuff that I haven't shown off, I really, every time the character comes back, I'm like, oh man, it looks so badass. It looks so cool.
Yeah, let's take a look at this.
Yeah, this Dan Dahl, his booty juice one. Woo. I love the pose. In this, he gave him a little bit more of like kind of a wraparound cape, kind of like a Batman cape or something, but it still works very well, where I have it usually a little bit more shredded up. But the pose is just so great. I love the way he drew the gauntlets here on the underneath aspect, because it's the same thing. Like, everyone's like, hey, do you have a character design for this character? And I try to tell people I really don't, because I've never been huge on doing really in-depth character designs. Like, I would draw a character from a few different angles, and then I'm good, because I know in my head what it's going to look like, and I just go right to the board and I draw.
Yeah.
So
now this is a trading card.
Yeah, so this is gonna be a trading card. This was part of the second stretch goal, which we blew by two of our stretch goals in like minutes, and that was insanity.
So cool.
But yeah, so there's been 3 trading cards that have been unlocked, and there's gonna be a whole set of them. I don't know exactly how many yet, but I'm gonna make quite a bit as we go along. So this was part of the second stretch goal, and the second or third card. This is the second card. This is the second card that we're gonna release.
This is awesome. Yeah, shout outs to Dan, killing it here on this piece.
Yeah, and this was also colored by Dan Kemp, who was a longtime Spawn colorist. If anybody read Spawn in the 90s, early 2000s, he was probably the main colorist with Brian Hammerlin from issue 50 through 100 and beyond with a lot of the covers. So the dude just does fantastic work as well.
And then let's see this piece here. Yeah, look at this.
Yes, this is by Chauncey Blakey. He just knocked it out of the park with this. I mean, when I commissioned him, he sent some layouts like everybody does, and I chose which ones I liked based on that. And this was one of the layouts he sent, and he sent I think 5 other ones. And right off the bat, I was like, do this one right here. I was like, this has energy. I absolutely love it. And he poured his all into it, much like everybody that's worked on this project so far has given me some fantastic, just some of their best work. And I was blown away when Chauncey sent me the final piece to this.
And this is great too, because you could see this as a statue, the base.
Oh yeah.
Standing on that. It's got that crazy cool McFarlane style cape going off to one side. I love the gun because that's something we haven't got to see a lot of kind of his abilities so far, but that's really cool. Love this, man. And let's talk about kind of the abilities we're going to see in this first issue, if you want to talk about that.
There's okay, so we'll talk about the simple ones that he's got, because there's other ones we're going to reveal that's going to be part of the big reveal at the end of issue 1 kind of thing. But the crude abilities he has right now, one, he can make kind of weapons with his hand. It can kind of morph into certain weapons, primarily guns, but you could make other crude like swords or whatever if he wanted to. Primarily he uses claws in his hand, kind of like Rip Claw. They can spike him up and go at bad guys or whatever. His suit kind of keeps him fairly vulnerable from a lot of things. However, the technology that made his suit, he's vulnerable to that. So any characters that have a similar kind of technology, they can hurt each other. And so like the characters you see him fighting in the beginning are all characters that come from a similar technology that has been created in this world. So they actually can do quite a bit of damage to one another when they're fighting, and it just goes to skill after that, whoever is the better skilled fighter or whatever. But this suit is it kind of takes over a lot, especially with the spirit of death as well, can kind of take over. If Matt kind of slips up and loses control, the spirit of death can kind of come in and take over the suit and kind of take over fighting and whatever. So there's a lot of aspects when it goes to that. He's got semi movement with his cape. I don't want to be too Spawn like, but he's got some abilities to do like some defensive maneuvers with his cape as well. And, maybe some offensive stuff, but nothing crazy. But his suit is alive. He's, playing into the whole Reaper thing. This character is actually the character that inspired the folklore of the Reaper So this in this world, this is where a lot of people that saw it back in the ancient days, because this character goes back to the beginning of time. I've always liked characters that kind of have that history that can bounce around from host to host. Yeah. So we have a lot of room to play with stuff going farther back. But aesthetically, I wanted to really give like the Spectre kind of feel to the way the cape is just floating and moving. I've said this before, and some people give me shit for it, but I don't care. If you've ever watched Harry Potter, all right, there are characters in those movies called the Dementor.
Oh, come on.
And visually wise, I always loved how they were depicted, because it was very kind of spirit like, with the way their cloaks and stuff would just kind of float and move. And that's what I want with this character. It's not like necessarily material that's heavy and falling. It's floating, it's moving, it's it's got some life to it all the time, no matter what he's doing. So I really wanted to put aspects of that into the character. Shelby did a great job in this piece right here, really kind of depicting a lot of just movement within the cape. So I mean, those are his kind of crew. I mean, he's got the ability, he's humans, he's stronger than a normal human being. He can move a little bit faster, maneuver with agility. kind of normal stuff you would see with a superhero that's powerful but not too powerful at the moment, if that makes sense.
For sure.
He can't fly, but he's got the ability to kind of jump long distances or float a little bit, kind of like a Spectre goes. But there's a lot of stuff we're going to tap, and when we get into really kind of explaining the orbs that are in his hands and his wrists there, what they can do as we go forward, we're going to see some cool stuff. I visually wise too, especially with Kyle on board. We got some ideas. We got some ideas of stuff we're going to do. I think it's going to be really, really kick ass when we get there.
That's good. I'm glad you have the room for character growth and abilities and stuff as well.
Well, you got to, because I view this character as a John McClane, and if anybody knows what I mean by that, is if you watch the Die Hard movies, the character John McClane, at the end of every movie, he's almost just beat up and worn down, but he still just kind of pushes through and still kicks ass. I kind of want to do that with this character, even though he's got all this power, he doesn't really know how to use it. There are times when he's going to be vulnerable to being worn down and really beaten up and having to deal with a lot of damage, even though he's got like this awesome power. It's the whole thing. You got this awesome power where if you want to, if you knew how to use it, you could probably snap your finger and take care of everything, but you can't, So I've always really liked the aspect of having to really struggle as the hero. And that's why I say John McClane was always my favorite, because that dude just gets his ass kicked in those movies. By the end, he's beaten, he's bloody, but he's still going to come out on top and everything. So that's what I'm trying to do a little bit with this book and storytelling wise.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. Chauncey's here in the chat. What's up, Chauncey?
There he is.
Good to see you, brother.
There he is.
And let's take a look at this. Now, this is the first card, right?
Yeah. This was card number 1. Yeah. This is a character in the book. Her name is Vanessa. She's actually the main villain of the book. A lot of people, I showed this off the other day, and someone was like, "She doesn't look like a villain to me." I was like, "Well, just wait, just wait."
Yeah, who colored this one?
This was Dan Kemp too. He's going to do all the artwork or all the color work for the cards and pinups and everything, because Kyle's crazy busy. So Kyle's on for the book and the interiors and all that. But any other thing I do, I have to bring somebody else in. And I've always loved Dan's work.
Yeah,
going back to the Spawn days.
This is gorgeous, man.
Oh, he's done a great job.
The shine here on her hip, the metal there is so cool. And the design elements, just the rectangle in the background, and on all your cards too, this red rectangle box with Reaper Destroyer. I think that's really, really good for branding and keeping everything simple out of the way.
Thank you.
Doing it.
Yeah, I looked at like a lot of old cards from the 90s that I loved, right? And just saw different kind of designs that they would do with their cards. And there was a few things I liked, and I just kind of came up with this simple kind of outline box, but it worked. It worked good with the artwork, and I think it's going to look great when it's printed.
Now, here's some black and white pieces.
Let
me blow some of these up because they're pretty badass. Are you going to do anything where you're doing a black and white version of the book?
Yes, we have a black and white line art edition of the book. Awesome. And I made the decision recently that it's going to be a little bit more of a treasury edition, and not so much treasury edition is in size, but we're not going to enhance the pages. We're not going to, for like you would for like when you set it up for color. We're going to leave it to where you can see the blue line. You can see who drew it, who inked it, all that kind of stuff. Any kind of notes I made for the inker or the colorist are going to be on there. And it's going to be just a pure black and white version. So you can see the rawness and beautiful line work that guys like Joe Weems and Matt Bat Banning do on this book.
Good. I'm a fan of that. I like that idea.
Oh, thank you. I hadn't thought about it before. Somebody brought it up. I was like, shit. I was like, that's a great idea, because I'm always talking about line art, like line art edition, unwrapped editions, the books that they put out. And I really love that. As an artist, I really love it, because I like to see how how it looks on a page before it's all cleaned up and made to look pretty. Yeah. So this page is an example of the original art that's for sale, but it's also an example of what the line art edition is going to look like. And we'll probably, I haven't made the decision. Some people told me like, dude, do not put script on it. I want to put script on it because I enjoy still being able to read the story, even if it's in black and white. Yeah. So most likely the book is definitely going to still have the script and everything involved, much like the ash cans. If anybody bought the ash cans from me, cool. It's going to be very similar to that. Yep.
That was fun. Yeah, everybody in the chat is digging this stuff.
Thank you, guys.
Abra's in the chat. What's up?
Abra, what's going on?
Good to see you there. Chauncey says, is it going to be blue lined or gray line under the inks in the art book? Yeah, that's true. If you do blue line, is it going to be printed with that blue color, or will it just be black and white?
As of right now, I'm planning on doing blue line, so it would look just like this. It would look just like this. And
plus, too, a lot of people liked the fact when you did use Eric's colored balloons and stuff for the dialogue and lettering.
Yeah, we'll do that too. Yeah, there will be certain color within the book as well, but it's going to be within the lettering as well, because I thought that did pop pretty well with the black and white. Yeah,
it made it stand out. It was really unique.
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward. This is actually going to be one of my favorite things to put together when the book's done, because I'm a big fan of line art versions or just black and white editions and everything.
Now is you going to have a different cover for that particular one, or how does that work?
The wraparound cover is going to be the cover for it, but it's going to be I haven't revealed it yet, and I don't know if anybody knows what I'm going to explain here, but there was an edition of Moon Knight #1 by David Finch that came out after the first few issues came out, and it was it was almost like a behind the scenes kind of book, showed the breakdowns and stuff, but the cover was the first issue cover, but it was faded from color to pencils. I also had a really cool aesthetic that way, so I'm going to do something similar to that, where you're going to get the partly colored, and it's going to kind of fade into the inks and show the black and white, and it's going to have a special title, a Reaper Destroyer Black line art edition, or whatever I decide to actually call it, and just give a kind of cool unique aspect to the way that cover is going to look.
That's going to be awesome. All right, let's see. Reaper Destroyer stickers. Look at these 6 a.m. comics.
Yeah, 6 a.m. does fantastic work. Love his work.
Yeah, he's the best, man. That's so.
And this is just anybody that backs the campaign is going to get all 4 of these for free, no matter what you get. And if you back multiple times, you're going to get a ton of stickers, because I love them so much. I just want to make sure everybody got them. So I wasn't worried about doing stretch goals with the stickers. I'm like, we're going to throw them in there. Throw them in there for free.
Sweet. And here's add-ons. Now is this one of the original Ashcans that you did?
So this is a version. It's a black and white version of this Ashcan, which this is the silver foil Ashcan that we just did the second printing.
Yes.
This has a little bit more in it. So this was the full Ashcan if you got it. The add-on is just the 6 pages of black and white art with the script. It's a $5 add-on.
Oh, cool.
But there are a lot of people that didn't get the 2 runs we did, the Ashcans, or maybe didn't want to spend the money it was to get those. So I told everybody, I was like, I'll have a stripped down version, really cheaper version of the Ashcan that we'll put on as an add-on. And yeah, you can grab it up when you check out for $5 and just throw it on the campaign. It's the first six pages and in the Shelby pinup that we had in the original Ashcan, but it doesn't have all the bios and stuff that I had in there, or the sketchbook.
Awesome. That's a really smart idea. And yeah, let's go through the perks here. Let's check in with Tommy too. Tommy, how's that going?
Oh yeah.
I'm about to scan.
He's about to scan it.
All right. Awesome, man.
He's gonna scan it, and then we'll blow it up.
That was fast, dude. That was crazy fast.
He's the man.
I know, that's insane speed right there. Like I wish I could be that fast.
He's killing it. All right, yeah. So if you guys are interested in this book, featured perk is the triple threat. Now, what does this come with?
So this comes with the wraparound cover, which is my cover, the Shelby Robertson variant cover, and the black and white line art addition to the book.
Perfect. Yeah, that's everything there. And
which, like I said, we'll update the images as soon as we get the cover back and done, and I'll redo all these and update the campaign once that's set and ready to roll.
Hell yeah!
Hopefully soon.
And then, of course, you can buy all these individually: the line art, wraparound cover, the Shelby cover, and getting 2 books.
Yeah, we got the 2 variant or the Virgin. Because I'm a big fan of Virgin covers too. So if you want the Shelby cover and you don't want all the logo and the imprint stuff on there, that's the tier to get, because both covers will just be just the pictures, just the art.
Cool. And then the Destroyer. Now this, what does this come with?
The Destroyer comes with absolutely everything. So it comes with all four, the two main covers, the Virgin covers. It comes with the black and white line art edition. It comes with 2 mystery books that we are going to be revealing as we go throughout the campaign. Some exciting, fun stuff that we're going to be dropping as we go. And then it's got an exclusive. Where's my cup? Okay, it's got an exclusive full foil ash can. The only way you can get this is to get to the Destroyer tier. Now this thing, it's the ash can that we put out, but it's a full foil version of this thing.
Dude, that's
absolutely
cool,
gorgeous. Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. It looks even better in person. And this is only available in the Destroyer tier. So that's exclusive to that.
That's a great idea. That looked great because all of the white on that page is silver. That's so cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It works great with it. I was a little iffy when we were trying to figure it out. I didn't know exactly what the white would look like or the white would look like on the full foil. And when I got it, I was just like, I was like, we got to do something with this because this is awesome looking. So yeah, that's an exclusive to that box. Plus you'll get all the stretch goals and everything that we put out in the campaign. It's a $200 tier. You back it once. You don't have to back anything in the campaign if you don't want to. And depending on what we put out, how well the campaign keeps going, there is a possibility it's going to be more stuff that's in there that you're going to get besides what's listed. So
that's awesome.
It's definitely a good tier to jump into if you have the money.
You got some people in the chat that have backed the Destroyer tier. Reminds me of the Darkness. Mark Silvestri Darkness.
Hell yeah.
And you're a big Silvestri nut, right?
Huge Silvestri fan. Yeah, he's one of my biggest influences amongst a bunch of different artists, but Silvestri is definitely one of my
first thought. Sure. My first thought when I saw your stuff start popping up on my feed was, okay, this is my shit right here.
Yeah,
I like this.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And original art as well. So if you guys are into that, already 4 claimed.
Yeah. 6 left.
That's going to be great. Yeah, so Silvestri is actually going to be in Chicago for a fan expo in July, which is
really
cool. Yeah, I don't think I've been to a convention.
I didn't see that advertised yet. No shit.
Yeah. Fan Expo Chicago, which they bought Wizard, so I think that's just all the Wizard World stuff is now Fan Expo. It's got
really
my comic shop just gave me a flyer about it. I don't know where it is, but Silvestri. Who was another? Oh, Kevin Smith's going to be there. I don't remember who else. I think Bendis. But I mean, Silvestri's the main one.
I was just saying, I'll have to look into that if they bought Wizard World, because I bought a table at Wizard World right before COVID hit and paid all the money for the table and all this kind of stuff, and then there was like no conventions for 2 years, but they kept, instead of giving a refund, they're just like, we're just going to keep bouncing you back until we're able to do a convention, and then you have your spot. Well, I haven't heard from them since all this happened, but
we got a free table.
I'm gonna have to check out if this is like the old Wizard World Chicago. Like, this might be the show I was supposed to be on. So I was just gonna let it go, but I might have to look into it and be like, yo, I want my table.
Yeah. Let's see, comic creators. There's supposed to be a list here. There we go. They had their faces. What is going on? Oh yeah, Jose Garcia Luis Garcia Lopez.
Oh, nice.
No, is Beasley
going to be there? Yeah, Beasley there. Holy shit! Got
no
way. Going to be there.
Is that new? Appearing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Because the last time I saw this, it was there was only like 4 guests, and one of them.
Oh man, they added a ton. Shit.
Yeah, this is this year, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to see if I still have a table there. If not, I might have to see if I can just make it out. I've never met Silvestri ever. I'd love to meet the dude sometime, get something signed, or just shake his hand or something. I don't even care.
He's a nice guy. I met him a couple times.
Yeah,
really nice guy.
It's on my bucket list to do.
Yeah, see, Silvestri.
There he is. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all weekend.
Capullo.
Oh, damn. Capullo's going to be there.
Evan Smith. Linnell Yu. He was a big guy. Yeah,
That's
but
awesome.
dude, fucking Fucking Bisley's there.
Yeah, there you go.
And Jay Lee, dude. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, that's they've got some that's some good guests there.
Yeah, that's big. 25 people in the chat, guys. If you have not backed this awesome book, please do so. We're going to check out this amazing, what is this, 45-minute drawing by Tommy. Look at that.
Oh, damn, dude. Look at that.
Look at it. That's sick, dude.
Dude, I love that. I absolutely love that. It's gorgeous.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, badass, man. Sick.
Fun character.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed drawing him. A lot of people that have drawn him so far have said they've really enjoyed it as well. And I created it so anybody that's like in my age, I'm 40 years old. So anybody that's in my age group, we all kind of grew up with that era of comics, and like that's what I'm trying to do is bring back that feel, character wise, art wise, all that, And
you got all the frills and elements that it's almost no way to draw it where it's not cool looking,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's always gonna be fun. There's always gonna be something you can do as an artist. It really kind of lets you explore a little bit of style, what you want to do with it. But yeah, I love what you did here, man. Looks great.
Thanks.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, kick ass. Almost 30 people in the chat, guys. Make sure you're hitting that like button. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so. We do these streams all the time. And Friday, my brother and I do an awesome show around 7:30 Eastern time. Last week, we had Dale Keown on to reveal the amazing half of the CG Vacation piece, which both of these guys will have awesome pieces in that book.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, if you haven't signed up, please do so. Let me actually show that off here. I just added to the sign up page on here. There's the 2 trailers are on here, but we also added a little sneak peek of that Dale piece. Let me add this. Oh, look at that!
Yeah,
yeah, so cool.
Dude,
amazing wraparound cover.
What I love about that, even though it's just a sketch form right now, I know it's going to be probably a little bit different once he actually gets in there and finishes it. But it's the very classic pit face to me.
Yeah.
Just that side profile, the way he drew it, it's very classic Dale Keown vibes with that. And I love it, man. Love it. It's my favorite character of all time.
I would kill to watch him draw something start to finish.
Me too. I hope that he starts. I would hope that if he can figure it out, have his YouTube really blow up, but go on there and just do sketches. Do sketches or whatever, kind of like what Finch does. Maybe it would be awesome to watch the dude draw. I've never seen a video of him drawing. Of all the guys on YouTube that you can look up, I don't think I've ever found a good one where you can actually see it. I think I've seen a video where somebody kind of took a short video of him drawing at a table, but it was from
you couldn't see
you couldn't see what he was drawing. But that would be insane. I would watch hours and hours of that if that was a possibility.
Yeah, dude, he's so cool. And like the way that this came about is I asked him if he wanted to do a piece for the book, like it was just going to be a pinup of Pitt, and he's like, yeah, we could do that. I had this really fun concept, and we still might do that. But I'm like, well, better yet, man, would you do a wraparound cover with everyone's characters, And so this is going to be, this will go down in history. You got Pitt and Cyberfrog on the same cover, Lilith right there. It's going to be so cool. Even more characters that are going to be on the back of the cover. So you guys are definitely going to want to sign up, grab this one. We're thinking about doing it hardcover, oversized as well.
Oh, so nice. Yeah.
You have a lot of space for this art and trying to make it a huge event. So spread the word about this. The link is in the chat. And hell yeah, let's get this up to 400 signups. That would be sick.
Yeah.
Let's check back up here and do a little refresh because I think you got a backer here. Let's see, 315, 316. There we go. We got one backer for
Thank you guys.
Destroyer.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Of course, man. Yeah, this looks awesome, and I'm just so happy for you and growing up this way, getting this out. I can't wait to get this in hand so we can get you can get started on the next installment. And
me too. Because I gotta say, like, issue 2 is the one I'm really chomping at the bit to get to because it's going to be a very fun very fun issue to draw, and it's something I've been wanting to get to since freaking 2007. I've been thinking about doing this issue, and it's very. I'll give it a hint. It's very kind of Frank Miller Wolverine scene in there where he's fighting a bunch of bad guys on top of buildings and stuff. There's
a lot of glass breaking.
Yeah, a lot of fun action in issue 2 is gonna be coming. I can't wait to draw that.
Yeah, dude, Frank Miller's so good. There it is.
Yeah, there you go, G. Right, you got it right off the bat.
So every time, how do you do that every time?
I was just gonna say, yeah,
you got it.
Shit, it's just right there. You say something, he pulls it up.
Here, this is when you said that. This is what I thought of. This scene right here. Let me blow this up right now. A bunch of ninjas busting through a fucking window, glass breaking.
Yep, exactly. There's going to be something similar to that in issue 2 that I can't wait to get to. So it's
glass.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely inspired by that.
Hell yeah. So back this book, guys. Spread the word. If you can't back right now, then hit this button right here, which is the follow button. That'll allow you to get every email or update that Joe sends out about progress of the book. That'll give you a little reminder that you need to back this kick-ass comic. And yeah, we're almost at 30.
Yeah, it's crazy.
How many issues are planned for this series? Is a great question.
This is I plan on doing this for as long as I can do it. So it's an ongoing series, much like the stuff that I grew up loving. But the story arc is going to be 4 issues now. It originally was 6 issues, but that was when it was a smaller page format. But now that I'm increasing the size of the books, I'm pushing it all into probably a 4 issue not mini series, but 4 issue story arc.
Sure.
For the first story as we go forward. But I've got ideas for all the way up to 20 some odd issues of this book. So whether we get there or not, I have no idea. But I've definitely got stuff in the works that can carry this book for a while.
Hell yeah. That's awesome to hear. And I'm glad that you're planning on sticking to this for a while to actually grow the character.
Yeah.
Those character arcs and stuff like that. I think this character could get super big. I would love to see crossover stuff or even like just crossover prints of images like that. I think Reaper Destroyer is someone that would fit in with a lot of different characters in CG. Like you could just throw them anywhere basically, which is really cool about them.
Yeah, and I'll just say that right now, Mandy Summers and I are definitely talking about doing a crossover down the line with Gem Shock and Reaper Destroyer at some point. So that's something we're definitely going to do because it just aesthetically, it seems like those characters just go so well together with the kind of Witchblade darkness kind of feel that both the characters have. It just seems like let's do it. We got to do something with these two characters. So that'll be somewhere down the line. I don't know when, but we're definitely going to do something.
That'll be sick. Never can go wrong with ninjas. I agree.
Yes, exactly. Love ninjas.
Excuse me. Before we take off, guys, just a reminder, if you guys haven't yet, the Lost Pages is shipping. We just crossed 36,000, which is insane. Thank you guys so much for backing. And we're just about done with fulfillment. So this week, we'll be totally complete and caught up with everything. We'll still be in demand. All the shirts are going out now and everything else. So thank you guys once again so much. And Tommy, man, this piece. Kick ass.
Yeah. Awesome looking.
I don't know how I do it, guys. Just
I don't know how you do it. Dude. No, I'm glad you're back to the grindstone and getting stuff out. Great to have you on the streams again. Can't wait for people to read our Graveyard Shift, man. It's gonna be
yeah, I'm looking forward to that a lot. I really am. I can't wait to get it.
It was some of the most fun writing and seeing art come in and the book come to life. I really think it's one of the best stories I've ever written and put out there. So I can't wait for people to get their hands on it. Definitely look for that. And
there are more than a handful of really awesome pages in it.
Yeah, dude.
More than a handful. I like it.
There are, dude. The double page spreads in that are just maddening.
Hell yeah! And, talking my language now.
Yeah, it's gonna be super kick-ass. So stay tuned to that and follow Tommy on Twitter too, because after these streams, he usually posts up this art that you guys can take a look at in more detail. So that's
already got it up.
Nice.
Oh, you do? Nice. At
Tommy, Reaper Destroyer coattails. And I'm talking all over Phill right now.
No, you're good. At Tommy the Comic Guy. So check him out on Twitter and sub to his channel. But other than that, guys, it's been an awesome show. Thanks for coming on, Joe. Dude.
Oh, thank you for having me. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll see you guys Friday for our Diaz Brothers show at 7:30 Eastern time. And follow Joe around because he's going to be promoting all week. What's your next show you're going to be on?
I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing a stream tonight, unless for some odd reason something comes up and I can't. But we're going to be doing a appreciating comic book art stream tonight, looking at some kick-ass art. Tomorrow night we're having Art and Stuff at 10 o'clock over in our Art and Stuff channel. I'm hoping to get Sean back from kind of his family emergency he had the other day. Mm-hmm. And then Friday we've got another Art and Stuff show planned at 9. So yeah. Busy week.
Yeah, well, really, really busy. What else is what they say? Tuesday, yes. I think the Breaking Rad guys are on tonight, so go check them out.
Nice.
I don't know who else has a stream Tuesday. Oh, I think Bancroft does his Camel Moon show too.
Yeah.
I can't endorse that because it's personal reasons. Comics legend in the chat, Phill. If we buy your back catalog from your website, is there combined shipping? I believe so. I think the shipping, I'll have to check with my brother, but you could go over there and check it out, and you don't have to commit to buying it. If you just put it in your shopping cart and stuff. We have the stuff that's up there is just the 3 Magic Cop books. Let me check that out really quick. We go to zadecomics.com. We have our previous catalog over there, t-shirts, stuff like that. And then the comics, you could get our Magic Cop stuff. Oh, and the cup. You can get the Magic Cup. So check that out. Cup. Yeah. People love the cup. Yeah, but I appreciate you asking that. That's awesome. All right, guys. We're going to take off. Tommy needs more subs. He does. His channel is, I think someone dropped it in the chat. It is.
I'm hungry. I need more subs, bro.
Reclaiming the Archetypes. So check it out. And I will leave you guys with the CG Vacation trailer by the awesome Dying Days of YouTube. Let me see. I think it's on my other browser thing. CG Vacation. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Hey, gang. It's your bro, Mr. CG. Whoa. Kinda looks like you could use a little vacay getaway. Am I right? Well, we got something big for you this summer. Whoa! Reserve your tickets on Indiegogo now and get those beach spots ready! Whoa! Oh, yeah! Woohoo! Oh! On my jet ski! Yeah! As you can see, there's a lot of big reasons to sign up.